Hi, this is Mark Maceo from Elgin Business Resource Center. Today we're going to talk about registering a business in Ontario. This is intended for businesses that would be registering as a sole proprietor or a partnership. And the example we're going to do is for registering as a sole proprietor. So if you go to the Ontario government's page for Service Ontario, you can search for how to register a business, and it will take you to this page, which says register a business name or limited partnership. You can scroll down to the blue box, and it says search, renew, or register online now. And be prepared that it will be a fee of $60 to register a business. You can also do a name search. However, it doesn't provide you with any protection. So you may potentially accomplish the name search via Google or other methods. And know that even though you pay for a name search, if you choose to do that, you will not have any protections with your name. So if we proceed to registering our proprietorship, click the blue box, and there is a consent page. So you'll have to consent to that to continue. And you have the two options for doing the name search. We just talked about that for a moment now. And in this case, we're going to do a business name registration, and we're going to do that in English. So if we scroll down, go on to the next screen, here are the options that you can choose. So you can register a master business license for a sole proprietorship, a partnership, or an existing corporation. In this case, we are doing a sole proprietorship, and we can move on to the next screen. Is your business name exactly the same as your personal name? In some cases, it is for some tradespeople or some very small businesses. However, if you choose to give your business an operating name other than your own personal name, you want to select yes. And in this case, we will for the example. And do you wish to register your personal name? You could select yes as well. In this screen, it takes us to some questions about renewing your business. In this case, ours is brand new, so we would select no here. The one thing we should point out is that this master business license is only valid for 5 years, and it is up to you to keep track of when that expiry date is. There is no notification, and you would lose your business number if you do not renew before the expiry date of your business license. So renewing could be an option here, but in this case, we're registering a new business. And so we will go to the next screen, and it is basically a recap of the information we put in so far. We are happy with it, that we are registering proprietorship. It is not the same as the business operating name is not the same as our personal name. We are still going to register our personal name in attachment to it. And we have not registered this business in the last 5 years. And we're satisfied with that. So we'll go on to the next screen. Will your business operate in Ontario? Well, seeing as this is an Ontario business license, we'll click yes. And in this case, we'll also assume that we will be the only employee of the business. If you are looking at hiring employees, then there would be other potential diligence that you'll have to undertake for WSIB and other occupational health and safety regulations. But in this case, we'll assume that this is a sole proprietor with one employee, that is the owner of the business. So again, will you have or hire employees? We'll select no, and we won't be using contractors. It's just us. And we have not already applied, but you'll see that if you have not filled in yes to any of these, the other questions are grayed out. So we can go on to the next screen. And then it finally asks you as one last time if you would like to register voluntarily for WSIB. It is always, as an aside, a good practice to investigate whether you may need WSIB as a sole proprietor working alone. Oftentimes you don't, but there are certain trades where you may require it, and that would be up to you to investigate with WSIB and register accordingly. In this case, our answer is no, and we'll go on to the next screen. And it's another recap just to make sure we're happy with the information we provided. In this case, we'll say yes. And it wants us to enter an operating name. So in this case, we'll call our business ABC Consulting. And the business activity, business consulting. And we can go to the next screen. And is the address of our business in Ontario? It is. And now we have to just enter an address. So we'll put in a dummy address of 123 Elm Tree Street in Toronto, Ontario. And we'll just make up a postal code here, NCJ1P5. And if you are a home-based business, or if you live at the same location as your business, you can check yes. If not, you can put the address that your business is located at if you have a different location than where you live. We can go on to the next screen. In this case, they want to know who the person is that is authorizing the registration. In this case, you're doing it yourself, and that would be you. So you can put your name in, Joe Q Public, and then go on. If you were using a third party, which sometimes people do, they go to a business consulting service where they're sometimes charged for this service of registration, that party would enter their information here. But in this case, we're doing it ourselves, so we can put our own name in and go on to the next screen. So we'll put that information in again. Public, 123 Elm Tree Street in Toronto. And we'll put in our own EBRC phone number here. And next. Oop. So if you do make a mistake, they will tell you, and you can go back and correct this. So in this case, there's a mistake in there that I've entered the postal code in by the wrong format. They want a space in between. And we can try that again. And it has accepted the information when I've corrected for the postal code. And you can see that our business, ABC Consulting, is there. We've entered our address for it, and we are the person authorizing, and we're also the sole proprietor that will own this business. As we go down, they'll have one more screen before you have the option of paying that says, are you satisfied? If you are happy with everything you've entered to this point, you can click yes and move on, and that will take you to the payment screen. We won't be going through and doing a payment here. However, there's 2 points we'd like you to remember, and that is number one, do this where you have a printer available, where you could actually also print your master business license. You can request that they mail a copy as well. And remember to print your receipt because it is eligible as a tax expense for your business. Thanks. I hope this has helped. And if you have any questions, you can call Elgin Business Resource Center, and we'd be happy to help you. Thanks a lot.